Satin Says became known by the internet after she did an interview with the YouTuber TashaK. The interview went viral when she claimed that many celebrities hire her for her root work services. For those who don't know what root work is, it is essentially a form of witchcraft. While this was already interesting enough, what she said about Beyonce is what sparked the internet on fire. During the interview, she confirmed the long-running rumors about Beyonce being a witch.
Bitch.
Oh, I am a witch, but I don't think that's for everybody.
She's scared.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't, cause you know they tell me Beyonce's a witch and that we should be scared. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She's an Ifa. So when she wears her yellow, that's Oshun.
Oh.
Riches and beauty, love, and all of that. Which I can see why she's connected to Oshun. But yeah, so it's another kind of tradition.
Okay.
Like a lot of people would think it's, but it's really Ifa. So it's like a lifestyle as a religion. You know?
Cause I always wonder why y'all on flowers and y'all not elaborate. I'm like, can nobody buy your clothes? Your clothes look different. You know what I'm saying?
She probably gives her, so she has her own altar. She gives her food. She has parties for her. All of that. Just like Summer Walker.
She stated that she was certain that Beyonce was a witch by some of the things she did and the outfits she chose to wear. Now, this celebrity witch has done another interview with TashaK, and this time she once again exposed those who are doing witchcraft, claiming that the government is doing witchcraft on the masses and they don't even realize it. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the celebrity witch Satin Says, exposing how the government is using witchcraft on the masses. Let's get right into it. While most everyday people don't believe in magic and witchcraft, most of the rich and powerful celebrities, including the elites of this world, do. Unbeknownst to most, witchcraft and magic has been incorporated into the very fabric of this country. While everyday people just live their lives in the physical world, those with knowledge of the occult tap into the spiritual world and use it for their advantage. They are the ones who want people not to believe in God or in magic, because then they can continue to use witchcraft to enslave you. When people think of magic, they instantly think of fairy tales and fiction. They think that the idea of people doing magic is simply crazy. But they failed to realize this country was created by men who were all occultists. The founding fathers of this country were all members of the secret society called the Freemasons. The Freemasons practice a form of witchcraft called ritual and ceremonial magic. They use certain rituals, symbols, and other methods to learn hidden occult knowledge. America is a country rich in Masonic symbols and occult ideologies that reflect the founding fathers' involvement in Masonry. So if you don't believe in witchcraft, that doesn't really matter. You can think it's silly and isn't real. That doesn't change the fact that those who run this country do believe in magic and have been using it to enslave people for centuries. Witchcraft is in everything the masses consume. I recently did a video on Universal Studios where they have a literal voodoo donut shop that sells donuts with satanic symbols on them. This is a literal representation to what those who run this world are doing. They are using everything that reaches the masses to put a spell on them, keep them pacified in order to make people easier to control. Magic, at the end of the day, is all about control. That's why we can see magic in all fabrics of our world. The government has the world under one big spell. That's exactly what this celebrity witch Satin Says recently revealed on a TashaK interview. Last time she was on TashaK, Satin Says revealed that Beyonce was definitely a witch, which for those with eyes to see should be a no-brainer. Beyonce made it pretty obvious with the symbols she uses and outfits she has worn in the past. Now Satin Says is back, and this time she revealed that the government has the masses under a spell. She told TashaK that the government is hiding the truth about magic and witchcraft from the masses, claiming that they're doing this in order to keep it to themselves. They want to make sure that they are the only ones with access to the magic and are the only ones able to use it against the masses.
You here to dispel, because people they call you a witch.
Okay, and? What's the problem?
I guess with the branding and, ever since like storybooks or fables, any storybook that I can remember in school, witches were bad.
Yeah, that's what they teach you. Yeah. So you don't tap into your power. I mean, why would I tell you that I'm doing a spell on you? I'm going to tell you that spells are bad so that I can do it on you. That's how I feel like society manipulates people, because it's been sensationalized. Like, oh, witchcraft is bad, witchcraft is this, but they're doing witchcraft on you. So yeah, we're all under a spell.
Explain that. Who is who?
The government.
The government's doing witchcraft on people.
Yeah, our money has sigils on it.
Please elaborate, please. I've heard of something like that, but I just be like, here go the wormhole YouTube.
Yeah, we can go before we go down the wormhole, but I'll give it like a surface level.
Go ahead.
So if you look at the dollar First of all, it's a dead president on it. It's an ancestor.
Okay.
Off the rip, right? So when you look at the different pyramids and certain like lines and how they print their money, it's all a spell. It's all a ritual, right? So every time you touch money, even psychologically, when you're thinking about money, it is all outlined to you. Subliminal, everything. Everything you watch is subliminal when you think about it. Your music is subliminal. You know, the 808s, all the beats, everything. They are 100% controlling us. Yes. So if you know that you're being controlled, now you can't be controlled anymore. But if you don't know, they can continue to control you. And that's what's happening. So, and that's what I meant by people that are manipulated by media, by what they're seeing on TV, by their music. If they don't know that they're being manipulated, it works. If they're awakened and protected from it, it does not. The slave that, the slave that is enslaved and know he's a slave will revolt. The slave that doesn't believe that he's enslaved, the slave that thinks that he's being helped, he's being manipulated, will always remain a slave. He's never going to revolt. That literally happens today, all the time.
Give me an example.
Okay, so what I meant by the media, right? Okay. Yeah. When people think of success, they say, okay, I need to go out, I need to buy a mansion, I need to buy a Maybach, I need to do this, I need to do that. That is not really what they want. That's what they're being told they want. So they will really be a slave, like going to work 9 to 5, doing this, doing that, not saying nothing's wrong with 9 to 5. Yeah, exactly. What I mean is, if that is not your gift, that is not your calling, you're just doing it to get what looks like success, you are being manipulated. And you are a worker for these big corporations that do not have to work now. Because you've already went through school, which basically is either a pipeline for you to be a worker or you're going to prison. Listen to this real quick. Schools, the cafeterias look exactly like the cafeterias in a prison.
As much as I don't support witchcraft and talk against it, I can't deny that this witch is speaking facts. While I might not agree with what this woman does for a living and what she's involved in, what she is saying about the elites is all facts. The elite have definitely put the masses under one big spell. They have the masses completely controlled using ancient forms of witchcraft and occult knowledge. She is also correct about money being used as a spell on people, bringing up the occult symbols found all over the dollar bill. The fact that the dollar bill has pictures of dead presidents on them, presidents that were all Freemason occultists, should tell you everything you need to know. I recently did a video about the sinister conspiracy behind the American dollar, and I exposed the truth about the currency. Unfortunately, that video wasn't seen by many, as obviously, they don't want this content being seen. But if you want to know about the secret meeting that took place on a private island where ancient native child sacrifices were done, make sure you watch this video after you finish this one. Honestly, you should share it with as many people as you possibly can, as everyone needs to know this information. That's how we wake people up from the spell they are under. Money is the main tool of their witchcraft. That's why it's full of their symbols. While everyone does need money to live, the elite of this world have manipulated people to be slaves to money. They have turned society into a materialistic rat race, where you have to chase after things that aren't really necessary. They have the masses chasing after expensive cars, clothes, and things that are only cosmetic that in their world proves they're successful, but in reality won't grant real happiness. The most important thing she said in this interview was that if you know what they're doing, they can't put you under a spell. That's why I do what I do. I want to make sure you know the truth so that they can't manipulate you anymore. If you see the truth, they can't use their magic against you. In another part of the interview, this woman also brings up music and frequency programming. She talks about how the music is also being used to control the masses.
That's why you get a certain feeling when you listen to certain music. It's frequencies.
No, I do know that. I have a talent show that we just started called Shoot Your Shot. And there was a guy that was singing on what I only heard it like once before. And it was when Halle Bailey was singing a song that she released, but it was like a frequency that almost made me cry.
Oh, an angelic frequency.
Yeah, like they call it like God's frequency or something like that.
Yes.
And I'm like, damn, like this is very empowering. Like, and it was just his voice. It was incredible. Black kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. And then when I listen to, rap music, I used,
It'll make you angry.
It does.
It'll make you
and sometimes I like that feeling. I ain't gonna lie. I be in the car with my future on.
Yes.
I'm a young thug and stuff. And I'm like, these guys done.
They know what they're doing. Yeah, the executives. When you're like, why would they put this out? Everything behind that is strategic. They're not just putting it out to put it out, babe.
So what about Afro beats? It makes me feel good.
So that's going to be a frequency too.
Like I've said before, our world is made up of frequencies. I have spoken about this in many of my videos. Frequency is a big part of witchcraft and the occult. You might have noticed that in movies, when they show witches doing rituals, people are always chanting and making strange noises. This is to harness the power of frequencies. It's the same that is done in the music industry with producers and artists using specific frequencies in their music. And half the time, the artist doesn't even know that their song is being used for this. That's why it's important to make sure you're not just listening to any kind of music. There's a reason there is so much trauma and death surrounding hip-hop. The frequencies they use are usually dark and feed all the demonic energy in the scene. Now, one thing I couldn't agree with was when she said that not all witchcraft is evil. During the interview, she tries to defend witchcraft. I completely disagree with this.
You here to
Who else is
dispel? Because people they call you a witch.
Okay, and what's the problem?
I guess with the branding and, ever since like storybooks or fables, any storybook that I can remember in school, witches were bad.
I didn't say it's all bad. Just like, okay, witchcraft is not all bad either. What I'm saying is that what I do is to combat the evil, to combat the negative people. So what they're doing is to control you, to manipulate you, to get you to feel a certain way and do a certain thing.
Obviously, she is only saying this because she's a witch deep into the occult. She makes her money by selling witchcraft to Hollywood clients.
You say you do root work.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so root work, break it down.
Okay, so basically people come to me if they want root work on anything. It could be money, it can be love, it can be a lawsuit payout, settlement, whatever the case may be.
You do consider yourself a celebrity.
Oh, I am.
Root work advisor.
They all come to me. Mm-hmm. Plenty of them.
What?
Yes. I started with celebrities and then I was posting my stuff and that's how I started with the public. But it was celebrities only because you need to have a check to come to me. So now I have things that the public can come to me for.
She says this because she doesn't want people to demonize her, so she is doing what most occultists do, lie and deceive. In the Bible, God forbids the use of magic. He does it for a good reason because magic is evil. Magic always has a negative effect on someone. Usually when people do magic, it is because they want an advantage over others. Magic is a selfish practice that usually results in harming someone else for the benefit of whoever's doing the magic. When a person uses magic, they play God, making themselves the center of the world, playing with unseen forces. This woman, although she was speaking the truth, is just a deceiver. The devil is known to mix lies with the truth in order to deceive. The woman literally called herself Satin Says, which is obviously supposed to represent Satan Says. She named herself after Satan because she knows that's exactly who she's channeling and serving. She knows that what she is doing is the work of the devil, but in typical occult fashion, she tries to paint good as evil and evil as good. Don't fall for this manipulation. Don't participate in their wickedness. Instead, expose it. While she said a lot of things that were true, she still tried to deceive. That's why it's important to analyze exactly what people are saying before choosing to follow them, as they could be just trying to bring your guard down with the truth to then indoctrinate you with the lies. People need to wake up to what's really going on nowadays. They have to see the truth in order to save themselves. It's truly time for change, and we need to lead that change. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.